let me see you get down and bounce around. Everybody in my town, let me see you get down and bounce around. Everybody in my town, let me see you get down and bounce around. Everybody in my town, let me see you get down and bounce around.
Just bounce, just bounce, just bounce, just bounce. Just bounce around, just bounce, just bounce, just bounce around, bounce around. Let me see your hoes bounce, let me see you shake it, oh. Let me see your hoes bounce, let me see you shake it, oh. Just bounce. Little did you know.
Town, let me see you get down and bounce around. Everybody in my town, let me see you get down and bounce around. Everybody in my town, let me see you get down and bounce around. Everybody in my town, let me see you get down.
Give this crazy squealing orc, a character that said, "Here I am, I'm a freak, and I'm here to kill you," we would say, "Pig Dog, get Pig Dog in there."
When Peter came up with the idea of cockroaching Moria orcs, we were trying to figure out what in the world we're going to do.
Part of their terror is about them being just sort of.
Hola people, this is the Call Me Crazy Show, episode 80. I'm very glad to be here. for a while, Robert was talking a long time of a accident that Room had back in September '96, and I just like to let the whole country know that that's all over. But anyway, it's gonna be 7 years since the accident, and with every passing day, I don't even remember anything about it anymore. It's been so long, and I feel like it's I have to let it go of my soul. So for better or for worse, here goes. My path is being burned, or I should say our path of the band. But I'm not saying the band is gonna burn forever in hell. I'm just saying the guy who caused it to wreck gonna burn in hell. But that's about it. I hate Room. Hola people, I'm over here at the Common Crazy headquarters at an undisclosed location. And no, I'm not suffering from a heart attack, and no, I'm not Dick Cheney. Okay, thank you people, this is Common Crazy Show episode 80. Like I said, I've been ushered into the Common Crazy headquarters. I don't even know what I'm talking about. But anyways, I'm very happy for you guys to be here. Okay, first things first, I want to thank TCCC for making this possible, and I want to thank the editor Marty for making this possible. And I'm glad to be saying that episode 80, because I never thought that it would go up all the way to episode 80. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go off on my normal, unusual, amazing array of topics. Okay, here we go. Last year, 2002, 4,185,916 prohibited items were confiscated at all U.S. airports, including 1,147,843 knives were found among the items, and all these items were trying to be snuck onto the plane, or apparently the passenger forgot that they had the knives or the prohibited items. But that just goes to show 1,147,843 Americans try to take knives on board, and other international members of trying to get into the airport. I'm screwing up. But that's kind of scary, so I wanted to tell you about that. That's a little tidbit on the war on terrorism, saying that the U.S. Greeners need to be doing a better job, because they say there's a lot more items going unchecked. Okay. When you were a little kid, and I know you guys all were little kids at one point in your life, I used to play with Legos a lot. And when I was a little kid, Legos were the thing. Back in the early 80s, late 70s, Legos were the thing where you could like make your awesome concert hall where your favorite band was going to play, or make your silly little gas station, or if you were a little girl, make up your own little beauty salon. But the point was, they're still universal toys. And we all know that Lego went into the movie business with Harry Potter. They went in with the Star Wars line of Legos. And now, for the first time in 2003, Lego are going to be based on real people. Let me see. We got a picture of them, I think. Yes, we do. And they decided that Lego's going to base the Lego men and women game pieces as NBA players. Check it out. We got Shaquille O'Neal from Los Angeles Lakers. He's one of the first people ever to be featured as a Lego figure. I think that's cool. And it's also the first time that they're black. And on top of that also, there's going to be other figures who are going to be white figures instead of the normal yellow figure. The white figure will be to represent the white NBA players also. But I only got a picture of these two, Shaquille O'Neal. So I think that's pretty interesting. The times are changing. Okay, now we're going to jump to George Lucas. He had a quote this week about his movie career, and we'll get back to that later. I can't find it. Okay. Basically, what he said, George Lucas said he plans to make a THX kind of movie. He said, I'm going to go from a complete success to a complete failure, and basically I'll do whatever kind of movie I want. If people don't like it, that's too bad. And that's good to know that he still has that dream of making great movies. So long live George Lucas. Alrighty. Okay, this year also marks the 30th anniversary of the Roe versus Wade ruling. What that did back 30 years ago, Roe versus Wade, it legalized abortion, and that caused a whole spectrum of problems facing women, and the idea of you needing the abortion, and pro-choice. You can be pro-choice, you can be against it, you can be for it. Whatever it is everyone's own personal business. I know people who had to do what they had to do, and it's a very touchy subject. Abortion is for those people and couples who are having problems, who don't know what to do, and they got to consider all options first. And apparently, I guess people believe abortion should be one of those options. So that's 30 years ago this year, Roe versus Wade. Okay. We remember the sniper killing back in October in Washington on the East Coast. The 17-year-old teenager, the apprentice, I guess, of the main sniper. I know it's an ugly term, but he's going to hopefully be tried in as an adult. I'll give you more, and I'll keep you posted on that. And we'll find out if he does get the adult. If he does get to be tried as an adult, that means that he's up for the death penalty if he's tried as an adult. So hopefully, he deserves it because I heard and I read that he admitted to doing some of the sniper killing. So even if he was 17 at the time, by then what's right and wrong, and apparently he chose to go to the dark side. So if he does get found to be guilty as an adult, he might be looking at the death penalty. So, like I said, we'll find out more about that. Okay. Alright, we all know The Who. The Who is the famous British rock band from England that made it real big in the late 60s, early 70s. And they did a reunion tour back in 1989. Okay, 2 weeks ago, Pete Townsend was arrested for having kiddie porn. He says at the time they arrested him, he said that he was doing research on pedophiles and kiddie porns and whatnot. And apparently Scotland Yard said that the excuse that Pete Townsend is saying that he was doing research is apparently the classic defense of pedophiles, says the Scotland Yard. Classic defense of pedophiles. So all I gotta say, Pete Townsend was really weird back in the late 70s. God knows what he was doing with all those drugs. And we all gotta remember Keith Moon was the drummer, and that guy was whacked out. He ushered in the whole new era of drumming. Aggressive, animalistic kind of drumming. Okay. And then we all know the fucking Oakland Raiders lost to the NFC champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And you know what? By the second quarter, after Oakland Raiders were like fumbling and interception, I was rooting for the Buccaneers. You know why? Because if they were in the Super Bowl and they didn't even show up at the Super Bowl. They got trounced. And I heard a story after the Super Bowl, after the Super Bowl, one of the Raiders was incoherent and drunk the night before the game. Apparently, he was suicidal and he wasn't able to play the game, and they took him to the hospital the night before the game. And if one Oakland Raider was drinking, I'm sure there was a couple other guys drinking too. And you know what? It shows in their performance in the Super Bowl, because I don't know what happened to those guys. Those guys get totally lost it. But the Buccaneers deserve it, because apparently they were sober on the field and they whooped their ass. So maybe it'll be a rematch next year, hopefully. Okay, I've been seeing American Idol lately. I know some people might say, what? It's not that good, it's not that funny. But believe me, some of those singers on there make everybody look in Tucson like we're like Pavarotti or whatnot. Or we're like Leanne Rimes. No, I'm just playing. But American Idol is hilarious. The first 5 weeks of it are interesting and funny because they have the tryouts, and that's the best part of American Idol. But then the final half of American Idol throughout the season is not too good at all. Okay. Hummer. I've been seeing a lot of Hummers in Tucson, and they're always great to see. I saw a nice black one on the east side 2 weeks ago with chrome, and it looked amazing. So for people who have Hummers, keep up the work, and keep up the work of maintaining those Hummers because they look nice. But I do want to point out that in 1995, the Hummers were the big deal in the movie. Broken Arrow, movie made by John Woo, starring John Travolta and Christian Slater. They had Hummers in the movie, and people were like oohing and eyeing about it, and now they're commonplace. So what this show's about is just advancement, and it just goes to show how far we're advanced now in mainstream society. Okay. Entertainment news, New Zealand. That's where Lord of the Rings was filmed. Apparently, it's now the new movie hotspot. Tom Cruise is making a film over there. And apparently you can make a movie in New Zealand twice, or in some cases even triple, the amount that you would normally spend in the U.S. and Hollywood. So you get 3 times more for your buck in New Zealand. So, and it shows Lord of the Rings, Two Towers, and Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. You can see the mountain and the water. That's all in one country, so it's a beautiful country. And by the way, that was the movie, also a movie named Dead Alive by Peter Jackson was filmed. And also The Frighteners. Okay. We all know who Jerry Springer is. Jerry Springer says that he might run for the U.S. Senate next year. He was already, I think, the mayor for Cincinnati. But I can imagine if Jerry Springer won the Senate race, he was to become a senator next year. You would have like a bunch of beer drinking, women ripping blouses, mud pies, food fight shows at the Senate. It would be like a movie. I think it would be great if Jerry Springer won the senator race, because then he could bring in a bunch of wacko people on board. He can get hire the people off the show, you know, and say, hey, get run around the Senate, and I can tell the people, okay, if you vote for me, I'll have 10 girls run around the whole Senate floor naked. And you know, and if they say if they want to pass a bill saying it's going to be Jerry Springer Day all day in Washington for 2 years, they'll make it happen if Jerry Springer promises them a lot of women, I bet, and a lot of money, kickbacks. So that can seem like a movie, I swear. Alright. R. Kelly got busted again, people. You would think that you would learn back in June 2002, last summer, when he got busted for the porn, or I guess making a porn movie with a little girl. He got busted again in January, people. R. Kelly. Talk about rock fucking bottom. He might have well hit a crack pipe. He's that low down on the fucking low class chain. Alright. The Israeli army is destroying houses in Palestine only because they say the buildings of the houses are housing the Palestinians, were built without no permit, so the Israeli government is going in there and smashing them down. I hate to take sides, the Israelis or the Palestinians. I don't take sides, but you know, they're saying, the Israeli government is saying that there's terrorist militants inside these houses that are being built with no permits. So they find that reason for the Israeli government to go in and destroy these houses. And who knows, they might be a normal family who gets built a house with no permit. But since they're being targeted by the Israeli government saying, oh, they're terrorists, they go in and smash them down. And it's been going on for almost 2 years, almost 2.5 years of this intense fighting between back and forth. And you know what's going to happen in a couple of days? The Palestinians are going to go back to Israel. They're going to go into Israel, do a suicide bombing right after the election that gets happened, and the whole cycle begins again. Okay, the U.S. government said that the Taliban and Al-Qaeda fighters in Afghanistan, and apparently some of the villagers in Afghanistan are treating the U.S. troops real nice in the daytime, taking the U.S. aid that the U.S. soldiers give to the poor villagers. And then at night, the poor villager gives guns and food to the rebels. So it's like they're doing the same thing they did in Vietnam. The U.S. Army and Navy and Marines will go in there and whatnot, and they couldn't tell who was the good guy and the bad guy, because by daytime they looked like they were the good guys, but by nighttime they might be the rebels themselves, or they might be helping the rebels. So not only do we have to worry about Afghanistan and the aftermath of 9/11, we got to worry about Iraq. Okay. In Nigeria yesterday, 32 people died in an apartment explosion. Apparently there was a bank on the first floor. The police think in Nigeria that it might have been a bank robbery, and it might have been a diversion to blow up the apartment, and while the apartment was being blown, they can steal the money from the bank. Oh, that sounds like a what's that movie with Al Pacino? Dog Day Afternoon. Okay, here's a good news about Republicans. Republican proposal, the Republicans have a proposal to erase Arizona $1.3 billion deficit by eliminating funds for adult education and family literacy programs that serve more than 46,000 people a year statewide. So if this proposal by the Republican passes in the legislature, it means that 46,000 people a year will not be able to take GED testing for their GED, and they won't be able to learn English. So the Republicans in the state are really fucked up. I know Janet Napolitano is a Democrat, but in reality it's a Republican state. It always been and it always will be. Alright. Okay, in 1959 this week, Buddy Holly, the Big Bopper, and Richie Valens died in that infamous plane crash that they say back then, and they still say now, that that's the day the music died. And then in 1980, this week, 23 years ago, The Wall was performed only in New York and Los Angeles by the band called Pink Floyd. Okay, here's a little interesting tidbit. 527 yachts. You know what yachts are? Those big old boats that they have out in the Pacific coastline and the Atlantic coastline, and by Texas and New Mexico and Louisiana. But apparently U.S. citizens donated 527 yachts to U.S. charities. Can you believe that? That's cool. Okay, and then another interesting tidbit, and it's very sad. 72 factions in the international community all over the world. And what these are, the factions are, there could be rebels trying to fight the corrupt government in the country. There could be rebels saying that we want more food. There could be rebels saying we want election. We could be rebels saying we want to keep selling coke and run run our land like the way we want to run it. We can be warlords. That's the kind of thing factions are, you know. And they have soldiers, and they run themselves like little countries, if you will, little organizations. But apparently, in 72 factions all over the world, there are 500,000 children soldiers. I shown pictures before on the Common Crazy Show about a kid soldier, and the guns are bigger than the kids. They're like holding AK-47, these 8-year-old kid, you know, and it takes 2 of them to like load one up, and that gets crazy. That's crazy. And then what's gonna happen? They're gonna like half of them are gonna get killed eventually, and the other half, by the time they're 18, they're gonna have kids, and they're gonna instill the same value in those kids, and it's a never-ending cycle again. The whole world is coming in full circle, and I'll explain more in a couple minutes, because we still got to go on to a national tragedy that just happened. Okay, as of last year on the 4 major U.S. networks, ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox, there was a total of 20 women playing superheroes. 20 million superheroes that were women on the major U.S. networks. Alrighty. And another interesting tidbit, 20 million asteroids always pass through the Earth's atmosphere and over. Daytona 500 coming up pretty soon on NBC, I think. I'm not sure. But I hope Dale Earnhardt Jr. goes all the way, and my man, Chuck Gordon. Okay, the University basketball Wildcats are 16-2 overall, 8-1 in Pac-10. Hopefully they'll win the league championship and go all the way to the Final Four and maybe the national championship trophy. The AFC team in NFL beat the NFC team by 45-20. And I want to give out a big old shout out to Chico. I gotta go, people. I hope you enjoy episode 80. There'll be more things to come up. And oh yeah, I gotta talk about one thing. I don't have anything to talk about, but we're gonna do a moment of silence because what happened a couple days ago on Saturday morning. I might want to go off on what I have to say. Saturday morning, I'm a very early morning person. I wake up very early. I wake up, if I can't sleep at night, I'll wake up at 5, read a book. I wake up at 5 in the morning and read a book, turn on the TV, watch some news, drink some coffee, whatever. I know people, I'm a weirdo. But anyways, I do that. So I was up already at 5 o'clock, 5:15, doing my thing in my kitchen. And I have a TV in my kitchen. And so I would turn it on, reading the book. And it was Saturday morning, there ain't nothing really on. And after a while, the cartoons came on. And I leave it on there. I was watching something on Channel 9, I forgot what it was. About some little boy, Arnold, Josh, I don't know. And then then it said breaking news, and then they said NASA state of emergency. And I what? What do you mean state of emergency by NASA? And then they started talking about we lost contact a couple minutes ago with Colombia. And as we all know, in those minutes after they lost contact, they were coming in over the Earth, into the Earth's atmosphere, and some of the heat-resistant tiles underneath the ship fell off, apparently, and that's what happened. It disintegrated. I didn't know this, but it was going 12,000 miles per hour. That space shuttle, Columbia, was going 12,000 miles per hour. 12,000 miles per hour is like 6 times faster than the speed of sound. So you know what I'm saying? And I saw the pictures of them before they loaded onto the space shuttle back in early January. And I remember thinking, because I like to see that stuff. I think astronauts and astronomers have the greatest job in the world. But I was thinking, oh, that's so cool to be going up there. And you know what? Fuck Lance Bass or Bass or whatever his name is. The guy from NSYNC doesn't deserve to go up into space. Leave it for someone who really deserves to go into space. But the point is, 7 astronauts died on the Columbia, and I can feel real bad that they had to go through all that because 17 years and 4 days before that accident on February 1st, we all remember the Challenger blew up back in '86. So my heart goes out to the families of 7 astronauts who died. Long live the U.S. program. Long live the USA. And I always like astronauts and astronomers because, like you all know, I love Star Wars and I love science fiction and horror movies and all that good stuff. But I always wanted to think about how I would like to go to astronaut and how they were able to manage to go through their life to get to that pinnacle as an astronaut on that fateful day a couple days ago. And now, may God bless those astronauts. They're finally home among the stars. Hasta la vista. I'll see you in episode 81. That was episode 80, The Common Crazy Show. And that's that. Long live the 7 astronauts. Long live NASA. Long live USA. They're home. They're home with Vader and Obi-Wan and Yoda. They're home among the stars.
Shoot.